yeah, nothing. Okay, so in the next few minutes, I'll be sharing with you how to have a consistent intimacy with God and get well with your spouse. My name is Trifos Arosh. Can you remember when you just, when that butterfly is in your tummy, when you just meet your spouse and then be saying hi, you're saying hi, and then, sometimes you can hardly wait to be with him, you're checking his pictures, your emotions were pushing you to do a lot of things. No one has to remind you about a date night. Every night, guess what? Every night is a date night. Am I speaking your language? I've been there, glory to God. And the same thing, what I'm saying now is what happened to us with our relationship with God. Can you remember seasons in your life where you don't have to be remembered when to pray, when to fast, when to walk, when to serve in church? Your emotions, you can spend hours in prayer, you can spend hours in studying the word, but now it looks as if those things are not there. I'm not feeling the way I used to feel with God again. Everything still boils down on what I'm about to talk about: your emotions and your intentionality. Before, when you first met your spouse, or when you first met, or when you have a good relationship with God, it has to do with your emotions. Your dad don't have to wake you up, probably your spouse or your husband don't have to remind you, but now you are doing things because I have to do it. And that's where I'm going to. I know seasons in my life when I had to, I don't even have to, maybe by 12 I'm awake till 4. Guess what Pastor Trevor is doing? I'm praying, I'm fellowshipping with God. But a time comes in my life when from 12 to 4 I'm asleep. I don't feel like praying. But that's where we get it all wrong. What happens to a fire that a consistent fuel is not being poured into? With time, the fire will go out, and that's why we have fire going out of relationship, marriage, and also on your altar. So what I'm here to talk to you about is that before, your emotions comes before your intentionality. But if you are listening to me and you can identify with me that this is what I'm going through, you are not alone. I'm here to tell you that now your intentionality has to come before your emotions. Yet you don't have to feel moved before you can spend time with God. No one has to push you before. You just know how to spend time with God. I went for a conference. We were through with the conference. I've been busy back to back, Monday to Friday. On Friday evening, I was on my way home and I hear that voice, God talking to me. It's been long I really spent time with him. I'm like, okay, let me get a Uber cab now. Okay, I check my map from where I am to where I'm going to. It's 20 minutes. I'm like, for the next 20 minutes, I'm like, 20 minutes is not enough for a week. Okay, I won't mind having like 1 hour. Then I check if I'm to trek down from where I am to where I'm going to take me 55 minutes above, 1 hour above. And guess what I decided to do? I decided to trek. Why? Because I want to make it work with God. So do you know what I did? I pull off my heels, put it in my handbag, I put on my flat shoe, and I decided to trek. I began trekking. I started singing songs to God. Before you know it, I started speaking in tongues. Before you know it, I started declaring what I spent almost 1 hour 30 minutes, and that was more than enough for me. And I didn't do that because I was moved to do it, but because I know I have to do it. And same thing with your spouse. I know several nights that me and my husband, we are out there, want to see movies. We just got married. There's butterflies in our tummy, and there's several nights there's no any butterflies in our tummy. The butterflies are flew away. Nothing is here. Nothing. There's no butterfly, but we know, babe, we have to go on it this now because our marriage needs it. And guess what? Why we are doing it, then the butterflies come down. Maybe you can't see the butterfly. Then the emotions, then we start feeling that it's been long, we've spent too much time like this with ourselves. Can you see what I'm saying now? Our intentionality has to come before our emotions, and that's how it is. So that's the link between your spouse and God. It's same principle. Do you know you can have a date night with God? Not only with your spouse. I know someone is laughing right now. Yes, the same way you can have a date night with your spouse, you can have a date night with God. You can decide to pick maybe Friday night, I'm going to spend it with God. No, avoid every distraction. Do every of your assignments. Sleep early. If you can sleep from 5 to 9, by the time you wake up by 10, you are refreshed. God, that can take you for 5 hours. And what am I doing? You're praying, you're worshiping, you're studying. Those books you've abandoned. Just tell yourself the next 4 hours is going to be about God. I've read books. I've read many blogs. I've asked God questions this year. and everything still boils down to the same principle. Has this been a blessing to you? If truly what I shared with you in the past few minutes has been a huge blessing to you, can you follow me on my social media handle? On Instagram, Inside Trifosa. On YouTube, it's called Trifosa Rush. I can't wait to see you in my next video.